Hey there everybody, it's Rick Utzer here again with Airgunweb, your home for old school airgun reviews where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Today's video is on the Benjamin Kratos. Now before we get started, this video is brought to you by Pyramid Air, www.pyramidAir.com. They have been with Airgunweb from the very beginning. The very first videos you guys saw of me in my backyard in South Carolina, Pyramid Air was the company that was helping me get started. So I want to say a super thank you to them. Anything you see here that we're reviewing today, I'll have links for in the video description, so be sure to check them out if it's something you're interested in. And again, I want to say thank you to Pyramid Air for sponsoring this video and Airgunweb. So what are we doing today? We're taking a look at the Benjamin Kratos, like I said, 25 caliber. The reason we're looking at this gun, I really like the Benjamin Gunner. For whatever reason, I fell in love with that gun. I really do like it. And just let me say this on the side. You really don't need to justify why you like a thing. If you like it, you like it. It doesn't matter why. Just be happy with liking it. Don't worry about what people think. And I've learned to sort of come at things from that perspective, doing this for as many years as I have. But I really like that gun. And folks were saying that's just a Kratos in an AR sort of style. And I'm thinking, well, if that's the case, I'm going to really love the Kratos because this is more my bag, right? Wood and metal is more my flow, right? So I asked Pyramid Air, can I take a look at this gun? They sent it to me. And so far today, we're working with the raw gun here, guys, just so you know. I've got maybe 4 or 5 mags through it, tops. It was on target as far as the scope goes within the first mag. And what I mean by that is I have my little quadrant target with the 1-inch circle at 30 yards, and within 5 or 6 shots, I was drilling that center every single time. So very consistent, like right out of the gate. I have not adjusted the trigger. I have not cleaned the barrel. I haven't done anything other than put the 25-4 JSP Kings in it and shoot it. Will we do more? Yes, of course. So this is like our first out-of-the-box range time video for this. I will do an old school airgun review where we'll get trigger pull, DB numbers, all of that stuff. We'll get that. That'll be in the next video. Today's a really pretty day, and I had time to just show you guys the learning process as we get a new gun and what we do. And this is it. We take it, put it on the bench, scope it, and start shooting it and see how it does, and go from there. Now, was this perfect out of the box? No, we actually had a little bit of an issue. I kind of look at this gap here, and it's thicker here and thinner there, and I wasn't quite sure how the barrel was sitting. And when I moved the barrel shroud, it actually moved, like wiggled, like not secure. I'm thinking, problem. So I took the shroud off and realized there's a little O-ring. There's an air stripper at the end. There's an O-ring that keeps the barrel and air stripper and the shroud centered. That O-ring somehow, I guess during final assembly, got cut, and it was not securing the barrel in there. If I hadn't checked that, gosh, who knows, our accuracy probably would have been terrible. We might have blown the cap right off the end of the shroud. I don't know what would have happened. It wouldn't have been good. But I did check that. So you kind of want to go over your guns before you just start shooting. Double check things, you know, before you just air it and start shooting. Check to make sure things are tight. And anyway, just sort of habit over the years. I kind of do it once over before I just start shooting. Anyway, I got an O-ring that seemed to work, and we're back up and running. And yeah, if it wasn't shooting really good already, I probably wouldn't be shooting this video, just so you know. There's a little spoiler alert. So what we're gonna do is I've got my Chrono set up. From what I understand, this is not a regulated gun, so we're probably gonna have a bit of a shot curve. I've got 10 shots in at this point, so off a full fill, and I kind of overfilled it just a teeny bit by accident, so it was like 3,100 PSI instead of 3,000. So I shot a mag. So we're kind of starting not quite with a perfectly full fill, but it's close to 3,000. We're like 29 in that area. Okay, so 25 cal, 10 shot magazine, 25 4s. We're shooting over the Chrono. So we should get, you know, Chrono numbers as we go through. I'm not planning on shooting the other pellets today, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm set up at 50 yards. We got a camera down there. A little bit of a breeze today. It kind of comes and goes, but all in all, a really nice day. But I'm going to leave the audio on that camera at least a little bit so you guys can hear the wind as it changes through our shooting tests. I'm going to shoot probably a 10-shot group at the center, and then I probably will shoot, switch to, 5-shot groups. I'm trying to shoot also for the Pyramid Air sub-MOA contest, kind of get a little bit more in there to tell you guys about that. So sub-MOA would be 1/2 inch at 50 yards. We'll see how we're doing. If we can get some 5-shot groups that qualify, that would be awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, I've got the Pro Chrono Digital, should show up on my phone. We're at 50 yards. It's a beautiful day. Okay. The other thing I'm doing, because you guys were suggesting it, is to use a rear bag and a bipod. This isn't exactly a rear bag, but it is a rear support. And this gun ships with a rail that you can mount. It's already tapped for it. It's very rigid. A lot of times, I say a lot of times, sometimes when I go to use a bipod, if it's not rigid enough, it's worse for me because it just does this number. This is very rigid, seems to be very good. So very stable. Let's go ahead and take our first shot at the center target down there and see what we're getting today.
$876.
Okay, 43.28 foot-pounds.
878. 880. 875. 878. 876.
That one in the scope just did this number. All the others seem to be flying real straight and real steady, but that one just looked weird. So I don't know if it was something with the pellet or what. Yeah.
876. 883. 876. 881.
Okay, I have to go back and look at the paperwork because that is really consistent. I would have expected a bigger curve. Now, when I shot the Caden, was it the Caden? Forgive me if I get the name wrong, but a while back I shot it in 22, other Benjamin gun, and I was really shocked at how consistent it was, even though it was unregulated. If this is unregulated, then this is really, really consistent. I mean, we're getting 43 foot-pounds. So far, our spread is like 8. And I'm trying to scratch my head on how that would work. So maybe this is regulated, and I don't want to take it out of stock yet, but I just don't remember seeing regulated being on the paperwork. So I guess I'll check that, and maybe in the video I'll have down here, yes, I checked it, it is or isn't regulated. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's do our next magazine. That was really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and start with 5-shot groups now. And we're going to start at the upper left and work our way down. Okay, I'm also going to kick it to the left a little bit. Okay. Oh, for you guys that are curious, I'm running a Hawke Sidewinder. This is a 6-24 second focal plane. If I'm shooting targets, I really like a second focal plane. And the Sidewinder, it really almost doesn't get much better than that. It's a really nice scope. Okay, 5 shots. There comes wind.
$880. 875. 881. 882. 878.
Okay. Certainly under an inch. All right, next shot group.
$882. 876. 878. 882.
Okay.
880.
Now I tell you, these aren't sub MOA, but they are under an inch, and with a gun that is just out of the box. I mean, out of the box. I fixed that O-ring, granted, but that's it. I haven't adjusted the trigger. I haven't done anything other than gas it, fill it with air. Don't put the pellet in backwards, they won't fly well. And come out here and shoot it. This is impressive, really, really impressive. And so far, our extreme spread is still 8 out of 20 shots. I'm really, really impressed so far. All right, next 5-shot group. Okay.
$879. 877. 876. 876. 875.
Next group.
$874. 876. 872. 870.
Okay.
872.
All right, so it's funny. I have some pellets that are just going straight as an arrow because you actually see it so stable. You can see the pellets fly pretty easily here. And then I have some that just squirrel. So I don't know if we're getting, I don't know what's causing it. I don't even want to guess, but it's interesting to see the pellets that fly straight and true with good stability and others that don't. We're sitting at, oh my gosh, we're at 2,400 PSI. So 3,000 PSI fill, we're 30 shots in, right? 10, 20, 30. Let's just keep going. All right, so I'm gonna go down the right side with another 20 shots, or I think 20 shots. We'll see how long this lasts, but we're still, I can't see how this isn't regulated. It's gotta be. Okay. We've got some real good consistency as far as, I mean, we're pretty much all under an inch, except for maybe that last one that had a couple get away from us. All right, top right.
$869.
Okay, there we finally dropping a little bit.
$869. 863.
Oh, wow.
863.
Okay, that's interesting.
864.
Now we're starting to drop velocity. Interesting. Next group.
$864.
Got some wind too.
862. 859. 855.
We're really dropping.
851.
Okay. All right, so now we're really dropping. So is it looking like from like 3 to 23? Doesn't seem like there's a lot of range there in the sense of pressure range. Let's do another 10 shots here. That would give us 10, 20, 30, 40, be 50 shots. I've got it right on the stinking chronograph. It's funny. All right. Okay, let's do 2 more 5-shot groups and I'll go grab that target, we'll wrap this up.
$852. 849.
Yeah, we're just dropping now.
849. 842.
Yeah.
838.
Last one.
$838.
Oh, wow.
835. 831. 827.
Okay.
825.
Well, that gives us some really good data. We are at 2,000 PSI now, so from 3,000 to, well, from 3,000, shoot 3 mags. I would not try and venture to 4 mags, so 30 shots seems to be, I mean, would be really good. The first 10 shots were us feeling out the gun, excuse me. And then that whole left side, the first 3 were pretty decent. The last one, I had kind of one squirrely one. But I do wonder what we'd get with some different pellets. So, you know, our next video on this, we'll go through, you know, our full sort of airgun review kind of process where we get all the numbers and kind of give you guys the raw data on the gun. But just sitting here at the bench, kind of first time out of the gate, I am very impressed with what we're getting. I think obviously it's not regulated. We were just right in the plateau of the shot curve at the beginning there, and then it started to fall off. If I'm wrong, I'll put it up here, but I'm pretty sure that what I had read before and what I'm seeing now is indicative of an unregulated gun. It does make me wonder though, I wish I had put that first 10 shots on paper before I started filming. That's interesting. Maybe we can get 40 shots out of it. We'll test that in, I guess, in our next video. But for now, guys, that's going to be it. Real quick, really quickly, some of the things I love about this so far, I do love the wood stock. I do love the way, I just love the way it feels. The trigger blade is very nice. The cocking handle is also very nice. They've done a great job in the comfort level, shooting experience on this. It's very smooth. I'm very impressed for what they're able to produce at this price point. This is a gun that Benjamin brings in. I believe it's made by Kroll out of Turkey, and Kroll can make some good air guns. I think Benjamin is requiring them to make even better air guns, and this is, I mean, all of the ones that I've shot that have the Benjamin name on them have been really, really good. Been super impressed with what they're bringing into the market. I like this a lot. I'll be curious as to what we'll get with some other pellets, how far we can stretch it out, you know, some of the other data that I know you guys are going to want to see, and we will get to all of those in some upcoming videos. But for right now, that's a taste here of the Benjamin Kratos. Very cool gun, 25 caliber, brought to you by Pyramid Air. If you guys like what you see here, you're interested in this, you want to take a look at some other cool air guns, they have a huge selection, everything from a couple $100s to, yeah, break the bank kind of stuff. But check them out, www.pyramidair.com. Great group of folks to work with. That's going to be it for now. My name's Rick User here with Airgunweb, your home for old school airgun reviews, and we'll be telling you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.